What's going on, guys? MDOP from the Battle Axe, the Strongman Gym in Miami, where strength is everything. Bringing strength to the modern day Viking every day that I'm alive on this planet, in this realm, as you speak. Um, I guess coming from a personal observation and experience, and trying to help any coaches out there or anyone just that trains in any kind of way. How exactly I train athletes at the Battle Axe. Or how to train an athlete in general. I mean, an athlete is a very particular kind of person, and 80% of the time they're kind of a pain in the dick. But they're not always as such. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Um, Most athletes are going to be extremely driven. They're going. Look at this fucking pimple! I just boom. I don't know. Everyone's gonna look at it the whole video. Fucking annoying. I'm gonna turn this way. I think that. It's very important to really identify what kind of athlete you have. You have several different types of athletes. Those overly driven ones. You got humble ones. You got guys that are very stubborn. You got sometimes kind of hostile athletes, verbally, not physically, because I'd break them in half. But it's just different kind of approaches to these things. And I think that psychologically is the biggest challenge to any coach. And I think that's the biggest way to approach training an athlete is psychologically. They're pretty gifted people who are sacrificing their life for whatever sport they're in. So they may not be genetically gifted, but they're willing to work hard, or else I wouldn't call them an athlete, and I wouldn't really care to train them in that kind of perspective at my gym. So any suggestions that I would take or give to that is to know your athlete. You have people who you can yell at. You have people who you can talk terribly to and treat them like shit, and then at the same time you have people that you have to watch your mouth. You can't scream at them too much. You have to understand that sometimes an athlete is literally sacrificing everything they have in their life to be better at their sport, and that they're not going out, they don't barely contact with their friends, and they're very fragile in the sense that as tough as nails as they can be physically, mentally they're in another place right now. So you have to take that into consideration, and when is the right time to yell at them, their highs, their lows, their peaks, their valleys, etc. And that's the biggest thing I think that I like to bring to the table as far as my gym. I have nothing very special as far as apparatuses or bars or machines at my gym, but I think that the mentality behind the way I train and psychologically how I apply that stuff into every individual that steps into my gym, I think that that's where I do a pretty good job in identifying these kind of different personalities and how to make them excel. So if you guys take anything from this, first of all, athletes, not for the most part, I mean not all of them, but for the most part they have to be babied in a certain way. They're mentally as fucking tough as they like to portray themselves, and as tough as they can be during their training session. One, that was fucking terrible, dude, like I never want to see you again, or that's the worst rep I've ever seen, can absolutely break their day and ruin everything. If you don't set up their training properly and you set them up to fail, for the most part, not everyone, you can really set your athlete back, and in the long run that athlete is representing you and your gym. So they go out there and suck dick, they're gonna be like, oh, he sucks, and his coach, although he's very handsome, is fucking terrible. So keep these things in mind as any coach is out there that's been training people. There's obviously, I made a video, there's an obvious difference about training a civilian and training an athlete. And when you get high-level athletes coming across your gym, or you just live in training there every once in a while, you have to know how to make them grow. And most of athletes, high-level, are alphas, alpha mentalities. They're very driven. They don't like really to be necessarily told about what to do unless it's by somebody who's qualified. So how do I know this? Because that's how I am. If you're not qualified to lead me, I'm either going to lead or I'm going to walk all over you. So that's the same way I like to train people. So bring a good mentality, bring a solid fucking attitude. And that's probably why not everyone comes to the Battle Axe, because I can be an asshole, but I think that in the long run it's all psychological. So heavy push, thick skin and thick muscles. That's kind of what I think should be done. So hope this helps any coaches out there or anyone just looking to get into coaching, or just kind of some psychological approaches to training fucking fat-headed athletes, you jerks. Alright, cheers.